Attention, all police officers. Tighten up, get your shit together, and quit fucking beating on us.
Fucking with me, cause I'm a teenager with a little bit of gold and a pager. Searching my car, looking for the product. Thinking every nigga is selling narcotics.
What's up, everybody? It's Diesel, and you're on the Daily Toke. Thanks for tuning in. So, the feds have released a pretty graphic video showing a police officer tasing a teenager in Missouri and later on giving him brain damage because of it. The teenager's name is Bryce Masters. The officer's name is Timothy Reynolds, I believe is his last name. Don't quote me on this. Now, this officer has been sentenced to prison as of last week for 4 years. 4 years. Now, mind you guys, this all had happened back in 2014, but they're just now getting done with their investigation, and they're now sentencing this police officer now to 4 years in prison for the police brutality that has been used in the following video that I'm about to show you. Now, the video shows the officer coming up to a pulled over vehicle that was driven by Bryce Masters at the time, and he was 17 when this video was taken. Bryce was on his way to a friend's house to, I guess, play some video games or whatever that teenagers do. Now, before I show the clip, I want to warn you guys that this video does show very graphic content. So if you're not into that sort of thing, I'll have a thing below letting you know what to skip to, so you don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but it's there if you liked. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the clip, and you guys can make a decision of whether or not this police officer used excessive force or not. Take a look.
Is this one open? Yeah, what you doing? Get out. For what? Out. Now. For what? Out. Hey, am I under arrest? Get out. Am I under arrest? Out. I'm gonna pull you out if you don't get out. Get out. You really want to get tased right here in the middle of your car? What? Get your ass out now. I haven't done anything, officer. I haven't done anything, officer. What, am I under arrest? Yes. Am I under arrest? 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 Give me your hands. You're under arrest. For what? For what? For what? Alright, fine. Fuck it. Just get out. Out. Out right now. Out of the car. Out of the car. Taser deployment. On the ground. Out of the car. On the ground. On the ground. Ah! Told you. Hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Isn't that just fucking sad? Now, Bryce did get brain damage as a result of what this police officer had done to him. And for anybody who maybe is still confused on what exactly happened, Reynolds, which is the police officer, had tased poor Bryce for 23 seconds straight. Not even a slight let go of that trigger was done that entire time. And if you listen very carefully in the video, you could hear the sound of the taser going off, the noise that you'll hear in the background. It's very faint, but if you listen very carefully, you'll be able to hear it. And the whole time, from the time Bryce was in the car till he was on the ground, and even after he was on the ground, the whole time the cop is holding down on that trigger. The entire time. Which later resulted in Bryce going into cardiac arrest, which, if you don't know, cuts oxygen off to the brain. The oxygen to his brain was cut off from 5 to 8 seconds, which is way longer than it should have ever go. And I also failed to mention, when the cop did tase Bryce, he tased him in the heart, which what led to the cardiac arrest. The next thing I want to hit on is after the cop has tased him, he has him handcuffed, and he picks him up and is just dragging him across the pavement, looking like a lifeless body. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is when the cop just drops him. He dropped him right on the pavement. You can hear Bryce's freaking head smacking the pavement. What kind of fucking police officer does that? To not only just a teenager or a kid, but to anybody. I guarantee it. If that was that police officer's son or daughter, he wouldn't have fucking did that. Guaranteed. But cops don't think about that. They don't think, oh, what if this was my kid? They don't think about that. They don't give a fuck anymore. They're all power hungry. And that little bit of power goes to their fucking head. And it's starting to piss me the fuck off. He was handcuffed. He could not even protect himself. And the cop just drops him on his face and didn't even care to even ask if he was okay or anything. Just dropped him. No, nothing. But let's back it up a little bit. While Bryce was talking to the cop through the window, or sorry, not through the window, open door, how many times did you hear Bryce say, am I under arrest? Am I under arrest? What am I arrested? What am I under arrest for? What am I under arrest for? What am I arrested? Am I arrested? And the cop doesn't even say you're under arrest or anything. He doesn't read him his rights. He doesn't do anything. He just, get the fuck out of the car. Get your ass out of the car. And then he points a goddamn taser at him and says, if you don't get out of the car, you're going to get tased in your car. And then he proceeds to tase him. What did that kid do? What did he do to deserve that? I guarantee you it wasn't anything he did. I guarantee you he'd even do anything to even get pulled over. I bet this was just, that cop was bored, had nothing to do, and he needed to put someone in jail. And he found a reason. I can understand police officers have kind of warrior type of mentality, maybe. I'm not entirely sure on how to exactly explain it, but cops look at us like we're the enemy. But they don't seem to realize that a good majority of us here in the U.S. are citizens. We are people just like they are. You're supposed to protect and serve, not beat and kill. And it's just so sad that we live in a world now to where we can't even trust our own police officers anymore. They're here to protect us, but it seems like they're out doing more harm than they are good anymore. And this ain't just the only story that I've come across where it's like that. But we can't even trust the police anymore. I bet there are people out there that refuse to call the police because they're probably afraid that they're going to get their asses shot or their asses beat all to hell. And it's just not worth it. Now, obviously, Bryce was sent to the hospital. Thankfully, he's okay. He's recovered. But at the time, his parents didn't know the severity of his injuries. But when they got to the hospital to see Bryce in the hospital, a neurologist working on his case pulled Matt and Stacy, which is his parents, into a private room and explained that she had calculated Bryce's Glasgow, I think how you say that, coma score, a point system designed to gauge the severity of a brain injury. She told Masters that Bryce scored a 3. The neurologist calmly explained that 15 is the best score, indicating a patient is fully aware and awake. A 3 is the worst possible score. Bryce only had a 50-50 chance of surviving. Now, the reason this took so long to put this police officer in prison was the fact that Bryce's father was an ex-cop, I guess, himself. And he had connections to the FBI, which he got in touch with the FBI, told them what happened, blah, 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 blah. And they did a full-on investigation and ruled that this was police brutality. A lot of this could have been prevented. So they decided to finally go after the cop. Matt's experience as a cop, which is Bryce's father, taught him that officers can sometimes write themselves out of trouble through exaggerated and self-serving reports. Whenever you see these officers come out with use of force, whether it be a shooting or a tasering or whatever, there are phrases that always go in those reports that we've been trained to put in there. And so many times, that's just like an insert quote here in your report, because that's going to cover your ass. See, even the cops are fucking corrupt, which I knew that already, but this is proof that they're corrupt. Cops do shit that they ain't supposed to all the time. And in the reports, they're going to tell them differently of what happened. Who knows how many reports are false? How many reports a day are filed and are false? They might have beat the shit out of somebody and said that they tried to beat on them. That's all lie. It's all lies. The reason I even brought that up is Reynolds has even put in his report that he claimed he smelled marijuana. Okay? He smelled marijuana. How do you smell marijuana in your car? You just driving past a dude and just smelled marijuana, so you pull him over? Yeah. Bullshit, buddy. Bullshit. But yes, he did find a small amount of marijuana on Bryce after the arrest was done, after everything was said and done. Yes, he did find a little bit of marijuana. But is that really worth beating his ass for? Is it really worth it? Was it worth it? Because you got 4 years in prison. So I hope you're getting your ass beat in prison right now. I really do, buddy. Really do. But enough of that shit, guys. If you're ready to toke, I'm ready to smoke. I'm getting very heated over here. And I'm done. Got the G-Pen packed. And it's got a little bit of perp in it. I'd like to thank you guys for dropping by and coming to smoke with me today. And sorry this was kind of a long video, but I really thought this subject, or this story in general, needed to be talked about. I'm really getting sick of our police. Like, I can't get over it anymore. It needed to be talked about. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please drop a like on it, because it really helps my channel out, helps my video out. And also, share this on your favorite social media. Get the word out. I really don't ask usually to share my videos, but today I'm really going to do it because this story needs to be talked about. And not just by me. It needs to be talked about by everybody. Everybody needs to have their own opinion on this. So, if you would like to share this video, I'd greatly appreciate that. And also subscribe if you haven't already. It's right below the video. Just click that little button and you'll be subscribed. You'll also be updated for future videos as they come out. And like always, guys, it's me, your host, Diesel. And I hope to see you guys on the next Daily Toke. Deuces.
Smoke weed every day.